Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2 testing. I'll wait till some people get in here. I got one person in here. You haven't seen me in a long time on here, and the reason is I'm very, very sick. All right. I hope you all stay for this feed. Maybe if you're reading the post there. What they inject you with in an IV, for contrast, do an MRI, PT scan, or a CT scan. What's in it? It's mercury. It's highly deadly. Now, over 2 years, I took harassment by a guy named Steve Torres from HMG Radio and his hooks and crooks over there that made the big lie. Steve said I never had my kidney out for kidney cancer. I sure did. All right. See, I'm going to play you the FDA tapes and everything on here, so you get a little gist of what if you got injected and you got a bad kidney. After you get injected with the dye, before you throw it, they throw you in a machine. It goes in as toxic-free gadolinium. Well, toxic-free is toxic as hell. Except I had a bad problem. I had the dyes injected to me when I had the bad kidney, so it bounced out. Bounces off the kidney, goes back into your system. Now it's highly toxic-free gadolinium. Gadolinium that goes into you, that goes through your bloodstream, breaks off. The cholates break off, and they go through all your tissues of your body and your brain, your vital organs. Now with that, that's why it made me look like I had Parkinson's versus MS and Tourette's, Steve Torres. You made up the biggest lie about me. All right. Now I'm sick. See, now I got the music business backing me, and as of your radio station ain't shit. All right. It seems like in 5 months, I got almost 46,000 listenings. All right. I got over 60,000 followers between Twitter. You didn't take me down. You didn't take my fundraisers down. You didn't do nothing. They're still up there. So I got these 2 lawyers. See, I switch. I always had lawyers, Steve. The ones in New York. Don't think you're funny. They got every snapshot of everything you wrote. Even the one about the president. All right. You're very delusional. So you know what? I'm going to bring it to you, kids, tonight. I'm going to let you hear what happened to me. And first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the video in the chat so you guys can watch it later. Now, I'm going to also, there's going to be 3 posts up here. I'm going to put a lady who's crying about her husband who had a simple MRI with contrast. Steve, you busted about that you went in a scary machine, man. But you didn't have a bad kidney, did you? I doubt you were injected with gadolinium. So, we're going to start it off like this, kids. I'm going to put the mic up here. And I'm going to let you hear. Let's start with the FDA tapes, all right? We'll start out with the FDA tapes, and let's hear what you people think. Like, I would really make this go viral out there because there's no cure to get gadolinium out of your tissues. everybody. It's called you die, basically, unless they're going to try to get some of it out and I'll live a little longer. So this is no joke. So I'm going to put on the FDA tapes. We'll start out like that. And this is all up on the net 100%. Hey, Ann, how you doing? Okay, so here comes your FDA tape, Steve Torres. By the time people find this out about you, bro, you're nothing. The bands I got Live Nation, Reverb Nation behind me, and all the people, and then platinum albums that I bought you said for $50 are real as hell. See, you put out the lie out there, and the people that turn against me, they're all going to get in trouble. All right, this is no fucking bullshit. Okay, so why don't we listen? Why don't we listen to the FDA tapes here, kids, on gadolinium? All right, these are the FDA meetings.
Our story began when my husband went in for a prophylactic MRI. What has followed has ruined our lives. Within days of his diagnostic test, he presented with many symptoms that would continue to get worse. He developed bulbar symptoms, a severe speech ataxia, tremors, and seizures. He went from being an intelligent businessman to a shell of his former self. We sought help from many types of doctors and specialists. He was diagnosed multiple times, and all other diagnoses were eventually ruled out. At that point, we had to think outside the box. He enjoyed an active social life and was involved in many sports activities with family and friends. Today, he resides full-time in a wheelchair with tremors and speech issues. The impact that this has had on our lives and our marriage is one that most marriages cannot endure. It is your duty to make sure every patient injected is safe. You have the power to save lives of many victims.
Gadolinium used.
All right. So we got the FDA tapes there. All right. Now there's hundreds of these on the net. What did man do? See, if you have a bad kidney, the more it stays in you. I've had this stuff into me maybe 2 years or longer. All right. I'll tell you one thing. Now we're going to go to how I got it. Okay. We're going to listen to this. All right. And the smart people, because this is about your families, man. You can have a kid in an accident and they do a scan on them. They have a bad kidney. And guess what? It looked like I had Parkinson's versus Tourette's and MS. That Steve Torres out there at HMG thought it was so funny to make up the big lie. He called me he said I was giving out blowjobs for donations, and I smoked meth to fuel my habit, and took pictures of my apartment and made up the biggest lie in the world. Well, now reality comes out. So I'm gonna fill you in on the risks of gadolinium now, okay? And let's see what you see. And let's see if people are listening. And you should make this shit go viral 100%. Because you know what? It has to do with your families. You get this. There was no such thing as fibromyalgia, the pain. They can't find out what it is. And I'm starting to connect the shit. So here you go.
Nephrogenic systemic fibrosis. Nephrogenic systemic fibrosis, or NSF, is a life-threatening condition. The symptoms include hardening and tightening of the skin,
I have it.
dark patches on the skin, burning sensation,
Through my body. It feels like acid thrown.
painful joints and stiffness, difficulty straightening the arms and legs and feet,
Both of the last
weakness.
two. Fatigue.
yellow patches on the eyes,
I haven't got there yet.
and hip pain.
Feels like my ball joints got cracked out.
How does NSF happen? NSF occurs in people who have had a procedure known as an MRI, MRA, or CT scan.
Now, this could happen to you, so you better all listen up.
As part of the procedure, doctors inject the patient with a contrast solution containing a metal called gadolinium.
So it's not the scan, it's the contrast that fucked me.
The names of the solution containing gadolinium may also be called Omniscan, Magnavist, or Optimark. After being injected, the gadolinium spreads throughout the body. Because free gadolinium is very toxic to human tissues, it is attached to another chemical called a chelate to prevent it from harming the body. Notice the chelate attached to the gadolinium as it flows through the bloodstream. After the gadolinium spreads within the body, the MRI, MRA, or CT scan image is obtained. The gadolinium that was injected into the body is removed from the blood by the kidneys. However, in patients with poor kidney function, less gadolinium contrast is removed from the body. This results in persistently high levels of gadolinium contrast in the body. As the contrast solution persists in the body, the protective chelates begin to break off from the gadolinium, releasing toxic free gadolinium.
Toxic free is highly deadly.
The longer the contrast stays in the body, the more toxic gadolinium is released. Free gadolinium is toxic to the body. The toxic gadolinium is deposited in the skin, eyes, muscles, and vital organs such as the heart, the lungs, and the liver.
So basically it attacks all your organs.
Exposure to the toxic gadolinium causes the formation of scar tissue and the skin to thicken. The scar causes the skin to become deformed, hard, painful, and to lose flexibility.
It's on the whole backside of me.
The loss of flexibility leads to painful contractures.
Christine, listen to this, all right? This is why I'm sick.
Resulting in difficulty moving and walking.
It made me look like I had Parkinson's versus Tourette's versus MS, which I got cleared from.
The toxic gadolinium in the muscle causes pain and weakness. It also can travel to vital organs such as the heart and liver, resulting in their failure. In summary, nephrogenic systemic fibrosis, or NSF, is caused by contrast dye containing gadolinium, with name brands such as Omniscan, Magnavist, and Optimark. The symptoms include hardening and tightening of the skin, dark patches on the skin,
turns your skin to elephant skin,
burning sensations, joint pain, and joint stiffness.
Feels like I got
Difficulty
acid thrown on me.
straightening the arms, legs, and feet. Weakness. Yellow patches on the eyes. And hip pain. If you think you or someone you know suffers from NSF, please contact the law.
All right, so we got it there. All right. Now, this is all right in front of you. And social media has gotten blindsided so bad. There's Facebook pages on it. There's hundreds of thousands of people dying. It was the contrast that screwed me. Are you so blind you can't see my neck has tightened up the skin? You can't see it? Why I couldn't walk? And it looked like I had MS versus Parkinson's on all my videos that Steve Torres cracked on. It was from the contrast. It's not an MRI, CT scan, PCT scan. It's a contrast. The contrast is 39 metals, comes from the ground, highly radioactive. They bring it into a lab and they inject it to light up the scans. Steve made up the biggest lie about me, and I'm so sick. I hate to inform you kids, there's no cure. Unless they do some collation and get this stuff out of me. Or else I die. I told you guys the truth for 2 years. I warned you about contrast a year ago. No one listened to me. So my law firm, the one law firm in New York, will take care of the gadolinium. The other will take care of Steve Torres and the 25,000 hateful comments and the 400 death threats and threats. Now I want you to listen to this lady. Her husband, normal MRI with contrast. This is on Facebook. There's pages upon pages of people dying out there, and people just sat there. And they're not so worried about being on this feed. This is about your life, your family, your kids. Your kids have a bad kidney. They get in an accident tonight. They inject them with contrast. Or a loved one, your parents. They might not be walking next month. The stuff does not leave. It gets into all your tissues of your body. And that's what happened to me. Go ahead, take a look at my neck. See the skin typing out, almost like elephant skin. The pain I went through for 2 years that everybody laughed about, joked about, cracked about. I don't think it's so funny now. If anything happens to me right now, I wouldn't want to be the people because I got the 25,000 snapshots up in my lawyers. They don't think it's that funny. My doctors are behind me. A lot of people are. So I want you to listen to this lady, all right, and see how she's crying out.
This is a message on MRIs. This is my husband before his MRI, and this is my husband after his MRI. An MRI is a tool that doctors use to help diagnose medical conditions. 30 million MRIs with contrast are given each year. All contrast agents are comprised of the rare, heavy, toxic earth metal gadolinium. The medical community thought this toxin was completely expelled through the kidneys within 24 to 48 hours. Now they know our bodies are retaining it in our brains, our bones, and our organs. The FDA is acknowledging this fact. What they're not telling you is the damage it's causing to patients. Guess what? Patients are never going to figure this out on their own. They're being misdiagnosed with other issues such as ALS, Parkinson's, CTE, and fibrosing disorders. We must connect the dots and report it to the FDA. The scientific evidence is damning. It's neurotoxic, cytotoxic, hepatotoxic, and causes mitochondrial damage, as well as raises cytokines. These facts cannot be denied. My husband went in for a diagnostic MRI with contrast to rule out a hereditary condition. The MRI came back normal. Within less than 90 days, he started to lose his ability to walk and talk. His second MRI the next year showed moderate cerebellar atrophy. A heavy metal test showed he was highly elevated gadolinium in his vitals years after his MRI. This is a very heavy toxic earth metal, number 64 on the periodic table. It should not be in the body at all. The FDA wants us to believe that this heavy metal can stay in our bodies without any consequences. We know better from animal trials. Please help us raise awareness before people get harmed. This is ruining lives. Your doctors should tell you about your inherent risk before your procedures, so at least you're giving informed consent.
All right, you just heard that lady. All right. I knew about this, Christine, a year ago. I put a feed. I knew that there wasn't something right before I got my kidney out. They shot me up, but it wasn't the first shot for the detecting the cancer. I went for the Parkinson's test. And all I got left now, I can barely walk. I can't even lift from fatigue. I can't even lift a garbage can or do a dish, basically. I told you guys the truth. As if Steve Torres and his lies, he's going to have to produce all these hundreds of thousands signatures and all this bullshit. This is going to blow up straight in his face. See, on my radio station, Hell Yeah Radio, I got Live Nation behind me, Reverb Nation. I got bands coming on like Bonfire, Marco Mendoza from Whitesnake. What Steve Torres says, he hasn't been on his radio station for a month for what I hear. He sells Wish.com shit. So what, people are donating to me for a cause? Not buying his shit. And I guess you guys didn't notice. Last week, my hair wasn't this black. I forgot to tell you, radiation. Throw a thing of kryptonite toward Superman, it might kill him. Radiation changes your hair color. Look at my videos. My hair is so dark right now, it just blew my mind. I found this out a year ago. So get it around that out there at HMG. They better hope to God I make it. Because I swear to God, I don't wish no harm to no one, but I can't stop anyone from harming someone else without me knowing it. That's all I have to say. I tried to tell you a year ago and warn you all. But no one listened. You're too busy about posting on Facebook. I fought the battle and I'll still fight it. And my last words will be, fuck you. And God will get you back for what you all did. If you did anything to me. About the lies. And everything you posted. Because all I have ever done on Facebook is all good. The road to recovery, everything. This is a sad world we live in. What will I get? 26 views on this? You better wake up, America. This has to do with your families, man. They inject you with contrast, your kids, your parents, your loved ones, your cousins. It don't leave your body. Thank you, Christine. I'll tell you, I told you the truth. It confused me when I first got cancer. They were saying after I got the shot, I lost personal parts of my body. I feel like I got acid splashed on my body 24/7 a day. I fell off this chair and cracked my skull so many times from blacking out. Now it's not funny. I just told you the real deal. I really don't care what I look like right now. But go look at my other videos and tell me I didn't dye my hair. It was a hell of a lot lighter about 6 hours ago. See, contrast is 39's metals that they dug out of the ground. It's mercury. They put it into hard drives, tubes. They run nuclear power plants with it. And why I'm on the subject, go look it up. An aspirin. An aspirin is basically antifreeze. You'd be better off going to the store and get 20 cherries because that's the painkiller of aspirin. I'll tell you one thing. I have no regrets and I'm not afraid of dying. Now we're down to the real deal. That's why I haven't been on here for a while. I figure I square up with you guys and tell you so you can tell your families. All you got to do is go to them links right there. And I'll put the last link of the lady. And go watch her. And go see how it's injected in your body. And you have to have it comes with a bad kidney. And that's what I had, a 2.5-inch mass of cancer that they removed. I have one kidney, and if that fails too, which it attacks your organ. You won't see me, Paul DeVoe, or Paulie D. Again, as of a flight case maker, as of the band Ritual, the album's right there. Type in Ritual, type in my real name, Paul DeVoe. I'll even put it in there in Google. You'll see I am attached to Ritual. I played in that band for 30 years. Billy passed away in April. I never lied. I own 3 companies, The Ultimate Case Corp, and Cases Unlimited. Anthrax was endorsed me, Bon Jovi. It's up there. What did I do? Photoshop, where you can buy the CD in the store. And if you go on the Ritual album, The Ancient Tomb, and buy it, you'll see. Stick it in your computer, you'll see pictures of me on there. There's folders of pictures of me. There's 8 pages up. So I'll put my real name up there. All right. Put that in your Google for one, and you might find out how it's attached for Ritual. I ran all the pages for Billy. I mean, Billy was the creator of Ritual, but I played with that band off for 30 years on and off. I was a manager for that band. Second search, kid, go into this. Go Ritual LTMP in Google. Since Billy died, there's 8 pages up there. I told you the truth. So next time you think you want to make fun of someone, well, I was dealing with the things of MS. I got clear from MS. I got clear from Parkinson's. And now I have to deal with this. The people that made fun of me, made up the lie, Tinkerbell and all them, faked their death and all the shit I had to deal with for 2 years. You should all be ashamed of yourself. Because now you got a big problem. You better really hope and pray to God I'll live through this, because there's going to be a lot of this will go around the net so bad. Whoever posts it, it'll all go up on pages, because I have it all snapshotted. And I feel bad, real bad about social media. Facebook is getting sued too. See, it wasn't Steve who put down my post. Facebook rules. You can't put what someone else wrote about you. That's how I got banned, so I put up another site. And for Steve Torres to say I get blowjobs for $5 when I was suffering. Steve Torres, all you are is a prescription junkie. You better look at yourself in the mirror. What's about ready to come down on you, because you got not one bit of proof. They're coming after you, Steve. I don't have no lawyers. I always had them. You're just too blindsided. You're a deranged person that just get bans out of the whiskey. I get real bans. Go look at Bonfire. Ronnie's my friend, the bass player. He knows I make cases. He's very good friends. Vice President of Reverb Nation is Craig Getch. He was Samantha Fox's road manager I did my first tour of flight cases with when I had my own business, The Ultimate Case. He's coming on to Hell Yeah Radio. So I'll tell you something. I told you the truth. You can find me, and I'll put it, let me pull it up right now. If you want to find me, I don't care about people being my friend. I do in a way, but I'm very upset and disappointed that people could go this far. They could go this far, and the minute I put up MeWe, that I was on MeWe, and I was trying to get away from Steve, he said, "I'll go to MeWe." He don't even go there, man. And Donna Torres, you're no good either. You're all going to burn in hell. See, you'll find out what the wrath of God is, because I'm a firm believer in it. If anyone wants to find me there, you can find me there for one. And give me a second here. All I did was tell you guys the truth for 2 years. It's going on over 2.5. I had to suffer and fight a battle. I did. As of putting up multiple pages, one went down. I'll put another one up to survive. It was all for a good cause. I do what I got to do, and I know I'm a good person. I have a great heart for people. All right? If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter. But if I dare see anyone, and I swear to God, but one horrifying thing up about me, I don't really know what you think you're messing with a guy that knows the computer better than all of you put together as one. Try me on it. That's my Twitter page. I'd like to thank you for listening. And I hope you review this again. I hope you go through the posts I put up there. And the one I really want to put up is the last one about gadolinium and how it's injected. I'm getting worse every day. I'll hold the radio station as long as I can and do it till the last breath, if it takes it. You guys take care. I'll still do my show tonight. Music equals life. It's always been my life. It's been my life. It's been my world. It keeps me alive as much as The loyal people over at Hell Yeah Radio. That's the video I want you to watch on the bottom of YouTube. You'll find how he got injected. It shows you all in 3D. Tells you about the kidney. It tells you about everything. Come on, Liv. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, hey, you know what? Maybe my hair will go even darker next week. Imagine that. And what's really cool, I take a half a piss now. I only got one kidney. You guys take care. I'm going to relax, and I'm going on the radio about 10:30 to have some fun. Enjoy myself. I'll talk to you later. Have a great night.